Happy Christmas to everybody involved.
Good title shot for it.
Happy Christmas.
Croxley Mummers 2018, 25th year anniversary.
Mummers plays were traditional English plays performed from the sort of Tudor times. 1400 there are records of mummers appearing at Henry V's court. Mummers used to go round, they were agricultural workers, and at times of hardship during the winter when there wasn't much work, they would go round to raise money for their food. And to do this, they didn't want to be classed as beggars or found out as beggars, so they used to disguise themselves. In fact, one of the terms for mummers plays is guisers. The ones up north tend to be guisers. In the late Victorian times, various folk collectors went round collecting the scripts of the plays, and one of the foremost of these was a man called Reginald Tiddy, who unfortunately was killed in the First World War, but he wrote the definitive book all about the different scripts on the English mummers play. In the late 1920s, Neggy Wilson was the headmaster of the Croxley Boys' School, and he was looking for an end-of-term entertainment to put on with the senior boys at the school. And he wrote a play which was made from two Cornish plays joined together, and he asked the boys of the last year of his school to put the play on. There were a number of people names, well-known names in Croxley Green, Frank Paddock being one. They carried on performing the play until the 1950s, when they got too old. There were a variety of people. Most of them worked in the Dickinson's mill, and so they carried on performing the play at Christmas time, as they had done from the 1920s. I first became interested in the mummers play when, as a member of St Albans Morris Men, I saw them performing the play on a Boxing Day. And I later found out they were performing the Croxley play. So I thought, several friends met in the pub, and we thought, if they're performing the play, why don't we perform the Croxley play? So we decided to revive it. And we performed it for the last 25 years. When we started off the play, we put a little press announcement in the Watford Observer that we were going to revive the play, and received a letter from Three Rivers District Council to inform us that because we were performing a play, we'd need to have a licence. We'd not thought of a licence, but we were told that it would be £200 per performance was the cost of a licence. But as it was being done for charity, they were prepared to waive the costs for the first year. One of the things they objected to was that you were not allowed to put on a theatrical performance before 2 o'clock on a Sunday under the Sunday Theatres Act. And we were obviously going to perform at 12 o'clock and 11 o'clock. However, it was eventually all sorted out when the Labour government introduced a change of the licensing laws for Morris Men and similar sort of entertainments. The original cast produced their own props and costumes and had very elaborate costumes. The costumes were stored in the Dickinson's Guild House on New Road, and unfortunately in the early 60s there was a fire and they were all destroyed. From old photographs we've managed to find what the costumes looked like, and we've tried to do our best in recreating them. Some of the costumes were made for us by theatrical costumiers, and the others we've made ourselves. So far, performers have always arrived when we needed somebody. David Bennett at the moment plays the Lord of Misrule, and Michelle Bennett plays the King of Egypt's daughter. I play Father Christmas, and John Jowers plays the Giant, David Montague plays the Dragon, Mark Saxon plays the Doctor, Paul Tublin plays the King of Egypt, and the Turkish Knight was played by David Baines. This year we introduced the character of the Beelzebub, who was played by Shirley Long. And of course the character we tend to forget is St George, who's been played for the last few years by Chris Mitchell. All local Croxley people. We had the original script of the play, which was written down by Frank Paddock, but over the years we've been performing it, we've added various topical references, such as to the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, the Millennium, and even Brexit. And the last few years we've even had references to President Trump.
I am the Lord of Misrule.
The story starts with the Lord of Misrule introducing the characters and introducing that the play is going to start. Lord of Misrule was a traditional Tudor character who, at the Christmas time, was elected from the servants to take over the duties of the master of the Christmas period. He introduces the Turkish Knight and St. George and the dragon. The Turkish Knight comes in, tells who he is, as walks round. All the characters walk round in a row introducing themselves.
Open your doors and let me come in. I hope your favours. I shall win.
No, not
For whether I rise or whether I fall,
He's bright.
I'll continue to act like Donald Trump and his wretched border wall. If you do not believe what I do say, then walk in Old Father Christmas. Clear the way.
Hooray! In comes I, old Father Christmas. Welcome or welcome not.
Always well.
I hope old Father Christmas will never be remembered. Forgot. Enter the King of Egypt. Clear the way. Here am I, St. George.
Hooray!
From Greece and Britain did I spring. I'll fight the fiery dragon, my wonders to begin. I'll clip his wings, he shall not fly. I'll cut him down or else I'll die. Ah!
And then the dragon comes in and he and St. George fight, and which ends with the death of St. George. A doctor is called for, and the doctor comes in and says how wonderful he is and what he can cure, and he cures St. George, who then goes on and kills the dragon.
Come on, St. George! Oh no! It's all gone wrong! It's all
Sorry,
gone
the
wrong.
play's over, I've had it. Dragon won, dragon won.
George now.
George nil, dragon won.
There is a doctor to be found, already close at hand, to cure a deep and deadly wound, it rhymes, and make your champion stand.
But it is a Sunday.
Ah, right, okay.
What can you cure?
All sorts of diseases, whatever you pleases. The ipsy, the pipsy, the palsy, the gout, the pains within and the pains without. And if the devil's in,
Here I am, Beelzebub. Over my shoulder I carry a club. Under my arm a spoon that is wooden. Did you say I'm a stupid woman? The devil is my other name. If you have nightmares, I'm to blame.
What is thy fee?
it's Sunday, isn't it? £15 is my fee. £32 is my fee, the money to lay down. But to cure a rogue as this, I'll cure for just £10.
What was that? Problem.
Come on, come on, St. George. St. George.
Come on, dragon.
Come on, St.
Yay! Here am I, St. George. What am I doing? A worthy champion bold. With my sword and spear, I've won 3 crowns of gold. I fought the fiery dragon, I fought him to a slaughter. By that I've won fair Sheba, the king of Egypt's daughter.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
Look better on Instagram.
Not anywhere to be insulted.
Yeah.
Next to come in is the Turkish Knight, and he fights with St. George, which ends with the Turkish Knight being killed.
Right, we need your help, very, very loudly, It's this tune of the Archers. 1, 2, 3! Here am I, St. George! In shining armour bright, I'm a famous champion!
But only once a night!
No, and also a worthy knight. Now, do you want to...
The final one is the giant who comes in, and he also fights St. George and ends up being killed.
Oh, bum. I smell the blood of a European. Here I am, Jacob Rees-Mogg, and that is my name. And no Euro bureaucrat understands my game. Georges, Queensberry rules.
This bloke is older than me. So here's a one that dear looks in the face, and soon we'll put you in another place called the ERG.
Come on, St. George! Come on, St. George!
Look, down there.
What's that?
Down there.
Cheating again!
Cheat!
Rees-Mogg cheating!
Cheat!
You can play that game. What's this in the aeroplane up there?
I say it.
Yay!
Over here.
A2, Brute.
Oh! The Conservative Party will have a peaceful Christmas!
For all these victories, St. George is awarded the hand of the King of Egypt's daughter, fair Sheba, who is a very grotesque character some of the time. Then that's the end of the play. All the mummers gather round and sing the mummers' song. And then we, in the Croxley version, we collect some money for the Peace Hospice.
To give fair Sheba's hand. To bold St. George. Bold, brave St. George, the saviour of our land.
Hooray! Hooray!
He slew the mighty dragon with shining armour bright. St. George shall have my favour. Can't wait until tonight.
I can. This hat would speak if it had but a tongue. So throw in your money and think it no wrong, because it's all going to charity.
Charity.
And now for our song.
It's 1, 2, 3, jolly lads, all in one line. We have come here a-mumming, and we hope you'll prove kind. And we hope you'll prove kind with your ale and strong beer, for we come no more nigh you until the next year. Come ladies and gentlemen, sit by the fire, put your hands in your pockets and give us our desire. Put your hands in your pockets and treat us okay. If you give now, we'll take now. Farewell and